Hey everyone, in this video, we're going to add a new feature to our social media application. In this video, we'll add the ability to share another user's post. We will show the user another form where they can write something about the post and then share it, which will just show like a copy of the post like you see on most social media applications. And to do this, we'll need to update our post, model, form, view, and templates. So we'll need to go through about everything and make some changes to be able to handle this. So let's get started by updating the models.py file. Okay, so first let's go open up our social app and go to our models.py file. So right now in our post model, all we have is just a body field, an image, a create on, and one author. So when we want to share a post, what we're going to do is we're going to create another post object, but instead of keeping just this information, we're going to add some extra information. So we'll still have the normal body, image, and author of the original post. But we also want to have a shared user, a shared body, and a shared on to hold the date, the user, and their message when they share a post. Let's go and add those fields now. So the first one here, put at the top, will be shared_body, which equals models.text field, blank equals true, null equals true. And then now below the created on, we're going to put a shared on. This will be when the user shared the post, which will be models.datetime field, and the default, or actually for this, we'll put just blank equals true and null equals true. We don't want this to default to anything because we're going to set this automatically. So we set like that. And now finally, we have an author. We also want a shared user. So when they share a post, we can tell who actually shared it. So we'll do a shared_user, which equals models dot do foreign key. And this will be a user object, and it will be on_delete equals models.cascade. We'll go ahead and put null equals true, blank equals true as well. Blank equals true. And finally, we're going to put a related name equals, and in quotes, we'll just put a plus to remove the reverse mapping. We don't need to access the shared user on the user object at all, on the user model at all, so we can just remove that mapping. It's kind of unnecessary to have. Now, finally, there's one more thing we're going to do. Right now, if we look at our views, we're ordering it. We're calling the order by function and ordering by the created on. But what if we have a shared post? We don't want the original post to show up first. We want the shared post to show up in the correct order within the original post as well, if that makes sense. And so we can change this by somehow ordering between two fields. And this order by function doesn't really let us do that. So a better way to handle that would be to come into our model class here and to add a class meta. And now inside of this meta class, we'll put an ordering equals then minus created on, comma, and then minus shared on. And that will order it by the created on field and the shared on. So these will now show up in the correct order based on when they're either created or when they were shared. We go and save that. And that's all we need to change inside of our models.py. So let's go ahead and jump into our views.py next. So we'll go into our views.py. And the only thing we'll need to add here is somehow we need to go ahead and let them fill out this shared body field, which we'll do through our Django forms, but we haven't created a shared post form yet. So let's go ahead and jump into our forms.py to make that form. And it's down here at the bottom. This is going to be just a general Django form. It's not going to be a model form. So let's do a class share form. And this will be forms.form. We'll put a body field. This will equal forms.char field. And now inside of here, we'll do a label equals just empty quotes to remove the label. We'll put a widget equaling forms.text area. We'll add some attributes, so attrs equals a dictionary like this. And this will have two different attributes. We'll do a rows of 3 to make it the same size as our post form is. And we'll add a placeholder, once again, of say something to prompt them to type in some sort of text right there. And that's all we need for our forms. Just note back inside of our views.py, we can go and bring that new form in. So we'll go to our from forms import, and we'll add share form at the end of here. And then down here in our post list view, we'll go below our form post form right here, and this will be, we'll just create another form, and so we'll type share form equals and then share form right there, and then we go and pass this into our context as well. So we'll put share underscore form is equal to share form. Actually, let's go ahead and just make this just share form like that. We'll then save that. And that's all we need to do inside of our post list view. But now we need to create one more view. We need a view to actually save the form when they submit it. And so to do this, I'm going to create another class. So we'll come down here somewhere. We can do it really kind of anywhere. I'll put it, I guess, I'll put it right here above the user search. So you can put it anywhere you want, it doesn't really matter. But we'll do a class of shared post view. This will inherit from view. And this will only have a post method because our form will submit a post request. And that's the only request this view will need to handle because it will only be submitted through that form. So we'll do a def post. And we'll pass in self request pk star args and star quargs. And then we'll go ahead and do we'll get the original post, and the original post will be passed into this form through this pk field. So we can go ahead and grab it by doing original post equals post.objects.get pk equals pk. Now below that, we'll go ahead and create a form passing in the post request data. So we can do form equals share form, and this will be request.post. And then down here, we'll check if the form is valid. So if form.is_valid. And then we'll go ahead and create a new post equals post. And now we pass in our data inside of here. So we'll set the shared body, and this will come from our post data. So it'll be self.request.post in all caps .get, and we'll pass in as an argument a string body. And then we'll go ahead and set the original body. This will be set to the original post body. So we'll do original post.body. Then we'll go ahead and set the author. So author will equal the original post author. So original_post.author. Then we'll go ahead and set the created on, which is the original post created on. So created_on equals original post.created on. And then we have the shared user, which is just the current user that's logged in because they're the one sharing the post. So we can do shared user equals request.user to get that. And then actually one more thing we need is the shared on date. And this can be this current time when this request is submitted. So do shared_on equals timezone.now. And we go ahead and bring that in real quick. So I'm going to go ahead, come up here, and let's find, we'll put it below this queue. We'll go ahead and import from Django.utils import time zone. We can go ahead now and save this post. So we'll come down here and we'll do a new post.save. And now that it's saved, we should have access to the primary key on this new post. So we can go ahead and save the images. So do for img and original post.image.all new post.image.add img. And then we'll go ahead down here, and after we get all the images added, we'll save the post again. And this is the same issue we had before, where we need access to this primary key to be able to use this add function correctly. And so we'll save the post first to get that primary key created, which is created automatically when you save an object in Django. And then we'll go ahead and loop through the post images on the post and save them on the new post in the image field. That way, if there were posts on the original image, they'll still be there when the user shares the post. Now, let's go ahead and make sure we ended all this in one, because we need to make sure this is within this if statement. So we'll go ahead and make that change right there. Okay, now we have the posts created and saved correctly. We can go ahead and redirect back to the post list. So we're already on the post list technically, when they hit the form to submit it, we came to this view to actually create the post. And now we'll go back to that view again. So below this, back here, and still inside of our post method, we'll do return redirect, and then quotes post.list. Save that. And that should be it for this view. And actually, we also want to add that share form up here inside of our post method as well. So we'll go ahead and create a share form just like this. And we'll go ahead and put that down here as well and put it inside of our context as well. So we'll do share form and then share like that and save that. And now that we have that all set up, let's go ahead and add the share form to the post list template. So go into our post list template, which is instead of our templates, social post list. Next, we'll come down here above the post body. So we'll put it right here. So in between this indif and the post body, we're going to go ahead and create another form, put a method equaling to post on it, and then we'll do an action equals, and this will equal URL share dash post post.pk. Class equals d-none to start, and we'll go ahead and put an ID on this as well, which will equal, we'll put post.pk. So this original post pk we'll put in the ID as well. And so right now we put a class of d-none to hide this by default, and we'll use some JavaScript to add a toggle where we can turn it on or off, pretty much, just like we did for our comment form earlier in the series. Now inside of this form here, we can go ahead and first put our CSRF token because it's a post request, CSRF underscore token. And now below that, we can go and pass in our share form. So just like we do for other forms, share form, add a filter using the pipe and put crispy. And now below this, we'll go ahead and put a div with a class equaling to d-grid and gap-2. And now inside of this div tag here, we'll put a button. This button will have a class of btn-success, and mt-3 to add some margin on the top. And we'll go ahead and put share the post inside the text here and close off the button tag. We'll go and close off this div and close off the form. And that should be it for adding the form to this. Okay, and now that done, that should have everything we need done here. So now let's go ahead and add some JavaScript so we can show this form, because right now we have the d-none, so it's not going to show up yet. So inside of our static folder, we have this JS folder and a social JS with all of our JavaScript. Let's go ahead and put another function in here. So this will be very similar to our other function, our comment reply toggle. And so let's actually go ahead and just copy this to save some time and paste it right here because it's going to be very, very similar. So we'll rename it. Instead of comment reply toggle, we'll put share toggle. We still want to pass in a parent ID inside of the arguments. And we're going to grab the row, and that will be the same as how this is. And once again, we still want to go ahead and find this class. If it's there, remove it. If not, add it to switch its current state. So that's all really going to be the same and just kept how it is. So we can go ahead and save that. And now just jump back into our post list. So now let's go ahead and find our form of where we're showing this form right here. And now we add some sort of toggle to be able to toggle this on or off. And so what I'm going to do for this, I'm going to go up here to this kind of header where we have this A tag. And inside of this P tag here, I'm going to add a span next to this link. And this span will have an on-click inside of it. So on-click equals share toggle. And we'll pass in some arguments inside of this function. So we'll need to pass in a Django template variable. So we'll do that with using 2 curly braces, and we'll pass in the post.pk. And so what we're doing here is we're passing in that primary key, then we're grabbing that row that has that ID on it. And so this will allow us to only show the correct toggle based on the post we're clicking it on. Because each post will be in its own row, we need to make sure we grab the right one and only show it for one and not for all of them. And now with that added, we can then go ahead and next to the span tag, we'll put an icon using the font awesome library that we've been using. So we'll do a class of FAR fa-share-square. And we'll also add a class of share-btn, which we'll use later, a custom class we'll use later. Let's go ahead and close off the I tag and close off the span tag and save that. And now let's go ahead and just test this out and see how it's working. So back to our browser, reload the page here, we'll go and log in. Oh, we forgot to run our migrations. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Get my terminal here. We'll stop the server. We'll do a Python 3 manage.py make migrations. And we'll go ahead and do a Python 3 migrate. And it looks like we got an error here. So it looks like there might be an issue with my migrations file. So go ahead and just fix that. You might not get this issue, but if you do, you should be able to go into your migrations folder. So you can see here, we have it in the social.001 auto. So let's look for that file. Should be 001 right here. So this is our file we have here. It looks like it's trying to create the model, this image model again. So let's go ahead and just comment this out. Yes, down here where we close off that parenthesis, we'll go and just comment that out. Let's try to run this again. So we'll run a migrate. Social image. Where is this? Okay, so down here, it looks like we're trying to add this field again, looks like. I'm not sure why these are all messed up. Let's go and just comment this out and see if this will fix it. Okay, it looks like that went through. Let's go ahead now and see if our application is working again. If we reload this page. We need to run a server again. So let's go ahead and rerun that. And now reload this page. Okay, so it looks like now we have everything set up, but the one thing we're missing is we didn't add a URL pattern. So inside of our text editor here, close this migrations folder, if we go to the right here, this post list, inside of our form, we create a URL pattern of share post. So I'm going to go ahead and create a URL pattern that matches that exact name, so this will actually work. So inside of our urls.py, I guess I'll just put it right down here, I guess. It doesn't really matter where you put it, but I'll put it right here. We'll do a path of post slash, we'll put our int :pk slash share, and we'll go ahead and bring in our share post view, I think we called it. Let's go and double check that real quick. Shared post view, so it's shared post view dot as underscore view, and so a name equaling to share dash post. Gotta be sure this matches what we put inside of our post list right here. So we put share as post, and this right here, share dash post. So that should be good. We'll save that. Okay, let's come back now and retry this again. And it looks like we're getting an error. Let's double check what that is. It looks like I forgot to bring in shared post at the top here. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick. So at the top of this file, if we come over to the end here, we'll bring in shared post view and save that. Now let's go back and try this again. Go to this page, and there we go. Okay, so now we'll have this little share button here. When we click on it, we get this little share post form here. And we can go and show and hide that by clicking on this button. So that works great, but there's no way now to really show a post once we share it. We can go through and share this post, but once we do, nothing's going to happen because we haven't done anything yet with it. So let's go ahead and go back to our text editor, and let's go ahead and add some things to our post list view and as well as to our profile view to show this so we can actually see when a user shares a post. Okay, so now let's go ahead and find our form. So it's right here. And we're going to go ahead and put all this stuff to show it probably below this form. So let's go find that closing form tag, which is right here. And then we have the post body. So above the post body, we want to put some more information if this is a shared post. And we can check if it's a shared post if there is a shared underscore body field on it. If this field has something in it, we know that this post here is a shared post, not a normal original post. So to make these changes, it's going to take a little bit of changing this file around. So right now we have a header right here where we check for, or the header where we show just the username, the profile picture, and all that stuff. And we have the post body down here where we showed the actual text for the post and everything else. So what we want to do at the very top is we want to check to see if there's a shared user. If there is a shared user on the post, we know this is a shared post, but you want to go ahead and treat it a little differently. So we'll go ahead right below this column class here, and we'll go ahead and put 2 curly braces, 2 percent signs, and we'll do if post.shared underscore user. And inside of this, we'll go ahead and show the shared post header first. So this will be very similar to this header. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put 2 curly braces, 2 percent signs to close off this and put the else. And we'll go ahead and put the closing tag right here. And actually, one more thing I'm going to do here. I'm going to grab this form here. I'm going to pull it above these images. I put it a little too low, it looks like right here. Let's put it above this position relative class right here. That way it doesn't show up below the images. All right, there we go. And let's go ahead now and add this other header. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this right here. I'm going to go ahead and paste it right there. So we're going to go ahead and grab all these authors here. We'll change them to shared. Let's just go ahead and just do a Control D on there and there. We'll change this to shared underscore user, just like that. And that should be it, I think. Oh, actually, we need to change this one as well. And I think that's the last one. There we go. Now with that done, we should have a header correct, for this, or if there is one down here, but we haven't showed the actual shared post yet. So right now we have our correct header, and so down here we'll see we have, where is it? Right here, we have our images, and then we have the post body. So what we want to do is we want to go put the shared body text above all this, if that exists. And then we want to go ahead and put the original post header as well down here, if it's a shared post. So the first thing we'll do is we'll check to see if there's a shared user. So we'll go ahead and do if post.shared underscore user. Then we're going to go and show this extra data. We'll go ahead and create a div, and this will have a class on it. So we'll go and do a class of position dash relative, border dash bottom, margin bottom dash 3. And now inside of here, we'll go ahead and show the post body, or the shared body, if there is one. So once again, we'll add another if statement. If post dot shared body that exists, we'll go ahead and create a p tag, and we'll go ahead and put the shared body right here, post dot shared body. And now we'll go and close off this if statement, if. And now outside of this div, we'll go ahead and create a new div, and we'll check to see if, and we'll go ahead and show the original post header. So we'll create a div with a class of shared-post. We'll have a href. This will equal a URL of profile. Actually, let's go and just copy this one up here because this is going to be exactly the same. So we'll go ahead and just grab, I guess, we'll grab just this, I guess, will work. All of this, we'll copy that. We'll come back down here to where we're making that header at, which is right here. We're going to paste that in right there and save that. And then we'll go and show the images if there are any. And then we'll show the post body down there. I think that might be it. Let's go ahead and just give this a shot and see if it works. We might need to come back and fix some things, but let's go ahead and see how this is working. So I'm gonna reload the page and we're getting an error. I forgot to close off a tag, looks like somewhere. So give me a line 103. No, okay. So I'm guessing I'm on my if statement somewhere. Probably need to have an if right here for when we finish off all of this logic. So let's go and add that real quick. End if. Come back here. Reload the page. And there we go. Okay, so now let's go ahead and share this post, I guess. So we'll click on this. We'll just put something else. Great post or whatever. Share the post. So it looks like it is working, although there is one issue. And right now the ordering is messed up. And the reason for that being, we changed the ordering here, but we never removed it from our actual view. So every time we have a order by, we want to take away all of these. So I'm gonna find all of them and just backspace and delete all those, save it. Now we come back here, reload the page, and now you'll see, so now you'll see it reordered things correctly, but it looks like we have some issues with how our posts are closing out. So let's go ahead and double check that. And actually, to save time, I'm going to grab it from the GitHub repository and just copy it in. So that might be the easiest way just to get this thing working for now. Hopefully everything explained made sense, and that should be all the issues. It's just probably an issue with a typo somewhere. So I go ahead and paste all that in there and save this. You go read the page, and that should probably fix it. Okay, so now we have everything working right here. We have the post ordering correctly, and everything's looking correctly. I'm thinking that I misplaced some pieces in here. So the code will be in the description for this file. You can go just grab that and paste it in here to make sure that's all set up correctly. Okay, now with that done, we need to add some styles to make this look better. So what we'll need to do, what I'm going to do probably is just indent this in. I mean, if you want to go through and make it a little more nicer and do some other things, you can. But for this tutorial, just because it's running kind of long now, I'm going to go ahead and just indent this in underneath the shared post bodies. So you can kind of see that this was shared, or that this is connected to this post, I guess, in some way, if that makes sense. And so we already added a bunch of styles, so we can go ahead and just start add to our CSS to define the actual styles for the classes we created. So let's go into our style.css file, scroll down to the bottom here, and we'll go ahead and just add some things here. So what we have below our inbox icon, we can go ahead and add a couple different things. So first, we added a share button. You'll see that on our icon. So that was where was that at? That was right here, share-btn. So we can add a style here just to make that a pointer, because right now when we look at it, there's no pointer, so it doesn't really give you any sort of feedback. That's where you need to press, or that's where you need to click. So we can add that by adding .share-btn, and then we'll go ahead and just do cursor pointer. And now below this share button class, we'll go ahead and do a shared-post class. And this will go ahead and do a margin-left 30px. And that will go ahead and indent it in. Indent in the shared post information in. So we go ahead and reload this page here. There we go. So now it went ahead and indented this in, although that's good. That's right. Yep. So that looks good. So that looks good. We go ahead and got this post indented in now below this. So you can kind of see it's connected. If you want to do more than that, you're more than welcome to. But for this tutorial, that's what I'm going to keep it at, just to keep it simple. And that is really it. We have this post, this post being shared now by another user. We can see the user that shared it, and we can see the day and time they shared it in the original post, the day and time. So look, it looks pretty similar to what you'd see on most social media applications. So that's where we'll stop this video. So all the code will be in the description below, as well as a link to the written tutorial. I'll probably add a few more videos to this, maybe a deployment video at the end, but we're getting close probably now. If there's any more suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably create a couple more videos and wrap this project up and start another project. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.